If a way of seeing others or ourselves is accompanied by an evaluative aspect, psychologists speak of an attitude. We constantly judge persons, actions, ideas, but also things or events as being good or bad, likable or unlikable, attractive or repulsive, moral or immoral. The attitudes we care for the most are our values. Early social psychologists like Gordon Allport studied attitudes to see if they would predict how someone would behave under certain circumstances. One major finding is a difference between explicit and implicit attitudes. We actively maintain explicit attitudes and express them verbally and consciously. We are aware of these attitudes and cultivate them. For instance, in a work environment, you might maintain the attitude that decision-making should take place at the lowest possible levels in the organization, and that there should be as few levels as possible anyway. Very much in line with popular agile-minded theories around organizational structuring, like the idea of a teal organization as presented by Belgian organizational consultant Frederic Laloux in his 2014 book Reinventing Organizations. Whenever discussions arise around decision-making, you promote your attitude that the decision-making should take place on the work floor rather than in the ivory management tower. We also maintain implicit attitudes. These attitudes manifest themselves as automatic mental associations that influence our behavior unconsciously. A great test that psychologists have devised is to measure the time that is needed to associate two words. If the time is short, the two words are easily mentally connected and the association is called strong. If you're quicker to associate the word management with positive words like intelligent, hardworking, or decisive, than to associate the word management with negative words like short-sighted, dictatorial, or self-serving, then your implicit attitude towards management is positive. If you responded quicker to the negative words, that means your implicit attitude towards management is negative. Mostly our explicit and implicit attitudes coincide, in which cases our behavior is predictable to ourselves and to others. But still quite often our explicit and implicit attitudes differ, and that's when things get interesting. Research shows that the less we think about our behavior, the more our implicit attitudes play a defining role in it. So, if your explicit attitude towards decision-making tends towards Laloux's ideas about organizational structure, but your implicit attitude tells you that management is better equipped to make decisions, on a hectic day, you might simply go with the traditional flow in the organization and let management decide upon an important issue, whereas on a quieter day, with plenty of room to think, you object and start asking hard questions about where the decision-making should take place, with management or rather on the work floor. In other words, by thinking and contemplating, our explicit attitudes can override our implicit attitudes. If you are interested in psychology at work and want to go more in depth, you can buy Essential Psychology for Modern Organizations from Amazon and other bookstores. Please find the links in the text below and order your copy today.